set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
Myth building, aka powers. So many of our creators, they tell myths, they tell lore, they tell us stories, they show us characters that we just love. But then the creator themselves, they're a myth. They have become a myth. Well, there's two individuals. So we're talking about one of them today. Because today it's the American experience. American Oz. The true wizard behind the curtain. This is the PBS documentary of Frank Baum. It's written and directed by, and holy crap, I love these names, Tracy Heather Strain and Randall McLaury, narrated by Joanna Reinhardt. Here, a major idea, a revelation, I would say, came to me when I first watched it. I watched this a while ago. I would say maybe a couple years ago. I mean, it's from 2021. I want to say it was available on Amazon Prime or maybe even Netflix at one time. And I've been watching and rewatching it for a few times for a couple years. And when Wicked hit, I went back to this. So Wicked's hitting theaters. I'm like, we have to do this documentary for one of our weekend night drops. Because we do documentaries at night on the weekends and cartoons during the day. Which I love. Like, that's a perfect adult, child-adult combo drop that one could ever imagine when it comes to film buffery. And then when this hit the Amazon Marketplace, right? So it's like off a stream. I can't find it. I think renting it was $10 and purchase was $20. So I was priced out of this thing for a while. But then the Wicked movies hit and it dropped. It was like $5 one day. So I buy it. I'm beside myself. And, during Wicked Part 1, couldn't do the episode. Wicked Part 2 comes and goes. We're rocking and rolling with Wizard of Oz content. Can't do it then either. But we're doing it now. So there's this big revelation. There's two, in fact, that I had during this. And I know I've spoken about it. But the first one is about Frank Baum. And how his myth of the man he was, the world that he lived in, his father, trials and tribulations, all of this stuff. And then we get like a little bit of that Old West in this. The Baum Bazaar, which it's a shop that they had. I absolutely love the idea that just as a young man, as an adult, his father sold like trinkets and antiquities and would maybe have to sell things and say that they're rare just to kind of make a sale. And then him being a salesman and somewhat of a failed salesman and raising a family and kind of like always hitting the road, always writing. And then he hits Wizard of Oz. His myth is uncorrupted in my eyes. It's such a beautiful story. And when we compare his myth to some of these other creators that mythicize their origin story, guys like Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, In My World, Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Todd McFarlane, there's just a lot of weird inconsistencies or things we don't know enough about. And even when we read their biographies, the stuff is just repeated at one point. I mean, I know there's a bigger, thicker, that's what she said, George Lucas biography that I really want to get into just to measure against. And I could be wrong. But what I'm trying to say is the people that create these stories that we love, they themselves become myths. And they make legends and make grand stories out of their own origins and their own path to success. We see it a lot today too with people would call it hustle culture. And then the other revelation that this hour long, by the way, guys, I mean it's one of the best hours you can spend, is when they brought Wizard of Oz to the stage. They boiled down the ideas, and then it went from stage to silent film. America in the Americas, or in the USA and Russia, right? Like somewhat worldwide. And we keep seeing these ideas and concepts getting boiled down, landing at the 1938 MGM musical, where we get the ruby slippers. They're not glass slippers. We get more of the colors. We get this feeling of the world of Oz. And from that point on, it's one of the biggest things in the world. It was already big leading into that MGM musical. And few can compete with it. Few can go toe-to-toe with its lasting effects. This is what we see here and experience here in this documentary. Frank Baum is one of the best success stories that you can imagine. And this guy was on the brink of absolute failure all the time. And you kind of want to say there was a lot of like Ray Kroc from McDonald's in him, where you're not young anymore. Will you get it? Will you get that success? And when it comes to the world of the imagination and creation, he's not a Charles Schultz with Peanuts. He's not a Ted Geisel. He's not even a Stan Lee, who got traction early and young and fell into industries. And some of it was nepotism and some of it wasn't. But they had somewhat of a lucky streak, and their pain and their struggles not there. Now, Ted Geisel, a.k.a. Dr. Seuss, a little different of a story, because his biography, the kid was tortured because he was German when he was younger, would get bricks thrown at him. But this is one of my favorite stories, because I really feel that his life is a story of itself. It's worth interpretation or adaptation. Especially everything with the Baum Bazaar. I think that's such a cool idea. But AKA Padders, the American Experience, American Oz, the true wizard behind the curtain. It's a must-watch if you really care about true creators and not individuals that mythicized their origin stories. I love you guys. Rock and roll.
Roll sound.
Rolling.
Sound production,
Let
take
me
2.
cut in. Sorry, AKA Padders. I know it's such a hot, passionate episode, but I'm breaking the flow real quick just to remind you guys. If you want to support me, one of the best, easiest, and free ways to do it, leave a comment. Give me a like. I know there's someone out there that you know that loves film as much as I do, that love the film industry as much as I. Show this to them. Comments, likes, and reviews, positive or negative, it doesn't matter. We need to increase our reach, and to do that requires your involvement in everything that I do. We're linked. We're forever bound. You're the membrane, I'm the muscle. So guys, let's just do it. One review. Do you have it in you? Okay, back to the show.
Okay, that's a wrap.